Hey, so today we have a special treat. Well, for us, it was a special treat. We got to photograph some really awesome friends, and they were celebrating their anniversary, their wedding anniversary. I think it was their 15-year anniversary, and we had such a great time. So I'm really excited to tell you guys about this session. So just to start off, of course, we started off with hair and makeup. Her hair was already done. She got it done by her personal stylist. And then we went ahead and got her dressed. So this is a gown that we went ahead and changed up a bit. So these sleeves are detachable. They're sleeves that I created to add some drama to this dress. So this is a dress that I ordered off of Old Polly, and then I created the sleeves to add on.
Right here, I am setting up the Fresnel light, and I'll talk more about how we use that in the video later on.
So I'm gonna talk to you about our lighting setup. We have our key light, which is in the front, camera left, and then we have a hair light above them, and then in addition to that, we have our fill light behind me. That fill light is on a lantern. We used a lantern modifier to spread the light out evenly to fill in any shadows that got left over from the other two lights. And then we have our key light, which was gridded. We used a 45-inch octabox, and that was gridded. And then we used a 35-inch on the hair light, which was also gridded. So the reason why we did that is because we didn't want the light, especially because of how powerful it was, to brighten up the entire set. We wanted to direct that light so that it wouldn't bounce onto the backdrop or onto any of the walls next to the set itself. So we gridded those two lights, and then we had the lantern to gently fill in any shadows. I'm always shooting tethered, and I love doing this because I'm able to really dial in my light really well. I don't have the best eyesight, so seeing all of that on the back of my screen is really difficult. Right here you see Sharitha coming in. My production assistant helps with my lighting, helps with making sure that the client's clothing is set correctly. If there's anything that the client may have moved while I would pose them and I'm photographing, she might catch that, especially if she sees it on the screen, and she can right away address that. Right off the bat, I love what we've captured just with Melissa. And then it was time to start photographing her husband, Richard. So, love Richard. I love photographing these shots. He looked so stoic. And then photographing them together, we had such a great time. But you can see the chemistry here. Of course, it was a little awkward because they were displaying this in front of people, but it was easy for them to just fall into each other and capture some really beautiful portraits. What we did was add in one decorative light just for the ambient that it added to the set. So in the back, what I have is a Fresnel lens with barn doors on the sides. And that was it did add a little bit of kick to their sides, but it also added a really beautiful amount of ambiance to the set itself. So talking a little bit about the set, we photographed their first look. This was actually one of 3 looks. We photographed their first look on this Hollywood, old Hollywood type of set. And the reason why we did that was because Melissa has a flair for the dramatic and Richard has a love for the arts. Honestly, they both have a love for the arts, and I wanted to display that in their portraits in a really creative way, but also in a classic way, because they wanted the portraits to not have a whole bunch of florals or to feel too feminine. They wanted the portraits to have a note of seriousness to it, while still allowing them to have fun, allowing them to look sexy, and very distinguished. And I really believe that we captured that with this look.
Hey there, you're still here. That might mean that you're enjoying this content. If you are, please let us know by liking this video and by subscribing. By doing so, we'll be able to continue to make this kind of content for you, as well as grow our business. And if there's anything else that you'd love to see, just leave us a line in the comments and we'd be happy to take a peek.